Every time you uncover private equity that bought something, or it all just turns to shit like every single time. I don't know if it's nefarious or it's just like for money, but it is like happening, and it needs to be stopped. Like where we spend our money, like it does. I think it's starting to make a big change. I think we're starting to hit the bottom lines of those big companies that really just put out like sludge. I think, and that they just market it really well.
A very special person has just joined us here. It is the one and only Jeremy of VanMan Company. Get inside of here. Get inside of here, sir. We welcome you to the show.
How's it going?
Brother,
Let's go.
This conversation has been a long time coming, my friend. I have known of you for many years on the interwebs, and now we finally get to talk with you here. Jeremy, man, if you would, and I'll just give you some background on why we wanted you to come on the show. We feel that, or I feel, I'll say, and I think Colin backs me up.
Yeah.
I think it's what you have done leaning into the mission of the man. And, making a few enemies along the way. Sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't. Having an enemy for your messaging, be it big toothpaste or whoever it is, I think that's really smart for startups and for people that are up and coming. Gives people something to identify and cheer for. Give us perspective on how you came to arrive at that and lean into this for your toothpaste, your pulling oil and all of the things. Did you do that on purpose?
I've just always been like argumentative, so yeah, I just like, I don't know, if somebody says one thing, I like try to say the other thing. It's kind of like that kind of gets you into a lot of trouble. But yeah, I kind of do feel like we are like at war, like not like a swords and stuff, but like a spiritual kind of like all these companies. Just every time you uncover some private equity that bought something, or it all just turns to shit like every single time, and it's just like it's got to be either like, I don't know if it's nefarious or it's just like for money, or I don't know what the reason is, but it is like happening, and it's like it needs to be stopped. Like where we spend our money, like it does. I think it's starting to make a big change. I think we're starting to hit the bottom lines of those big companies that really just put out like sludge. I think, and that they just market it really well, and yeah, it's just been natural for me. I've just always liked to argue.
A little built-in contrarianness there.
Yeah.
I think that question or that feeling, inclination on the inside that, hey man, something's not right in our current world. And the products that I get, I used to trust it, but now actually I dig in a little bit more into it. Maybe it's poisoning me. I think a lot of people feel that way, which has got to be a big part of your success and what you're able to do now with your products.
Yeah, I think everybody's got like my grandparents, like one of my grandma had Alzheimer's, and like I think everybody has that story of somebody that's like way too young, and yeah, it's just like what is causing that? Because you have people in like, I think it's like PD Mangan, or I forget what his name on Twitter, but they'll talk about like these Brazilian guys that are like 90 years old, they're sprinting up hills, and all they're eating is like just this fresh food, and it's just, I don't know. I think it's a new concept. Like the boomer kind of mindset was just like trust the marketing. They'll put like made with aloe vera on the front, and then that means it's good, but the rest is all bad. So I think like it's starting to, I don't know, like an awakening of what you put in your body, what you put on your body is what your body eventually is made out of. And it's yeah, I think people are tired of seeing people die too early or get these debilitating things. And I forgot the original question, but yeah.
Well, Jeremy, it's funny because I don't know if you've seen him on Twitter. There's a guy who started this company called Oasis, where he's, you can go. He just released this feature where you can take your phone and scan the shelves of anything in a store and see basically the scale of 0 to 100 on how good or bad it is for you. And I think people, Gen Z and all of us, are starting to wake up and be like, I'm tired of putting garbage into my body. I'm seeing how it affects long term, because everybody has that story where you're like the grandpa that has Alzheimer's, and you're like, I don't want to turn into that.
Yeah.
Like, let's take care of ourselves. I love what you're doing. I also think it's crazy that you have a hard company, which is a DTC company, and you immediately were like, I'm going to start the hardest vertical in the world, which is a restaurant. I have the utmost sympathy for you. My parents owned a restaurant for 30 years. Can you tell us about this restaurant? How is it doing? What is going on, dude? I have all the questions.
Yeah, it's doing really well. Like we're like logistically, we're trying to not run out of things every day, but it's good problems. Like the Saturday and Sunday is just, it's nuts. Like the weekdays are like in San Diego, it's kind of like dead season in January. Like you wouldn't expect much, but yeah, we've had lines out the door. We're selling a ton. I think we're like very uniquely positioned because we have like most restaurants will have a loss leader. Like the loss leader is the burger, they make money on the drinks or onion rings or whatever. But I think we have like the entire restaurant is a loss leader, and we could go in and push our products. So I think that's kind of the goal now is like expand, because we'll get like probably 30% of people know the company, like they know the products, and a lot of people are like, oh, what's Talo? Like, well, like there's so many people that don't know. I don't know if they're just not as chronically online as like we are, but yeah, they don't even know about it. And then they're like, wow, this is cool. And then the burger, it's got to be good enough, and they love the burger, and then they come back for more. And each time they come in, they see some deodorant and they see this, and like I think we could just chip away and just eventually get them on the VanMan train, basically.
I love this for so many reasons, and the number one being it's so outside of the box. It's so outside of the box.
100%.
You know, I am going to start a restaurant. Huge investment. I mean, huge time, energy, and the whole thing's going to be a loss leader, so that I can point people to the bigger mission, and I can point people to my products. Hey, the stuff that you put on your skin, it matters. The stuff that goes inside of your mouth, it matters. And this stuff that we're cooking your fries with, this stuff that we're making your food with, that tastes great, that's what should be inside of your body. And you should be using, you know, the tallow, you should be using, and this kind of toothpaste, etc. To me, it's like it's so outside of the box, and it seems like it's working. I mean, it's working.
Yeah. I mean, I think the coolest review that we get a lot is that I don't feel bloated afterwards. So it's kind of like, yeah, we're serving you fast food. Like I'm trying to do fast food, like burgers, fries, and these are notorious things for you feel bad after you eat them. But that's one of the most common things is they're like, well, we're not bloated, we don't feel bad. And then I think when they get that sort of feeling, then we're like, well, let's try this, and then maybe you won't get dry skin just getting out of the shower if you stop putting like all these soaps on there and all that. So yeah, I think it's just a snowball effect, and like real world marketing. I think this will give us an advantage if we do roll out all over the country. Like I think there's not that many. I mean, a lot of people are online, obviously, but I don't think everybody's in this online bubble that we live in. So I think getting out there, like I didn't realize how much of a community aspect a restaurant is. Like I'll sit in there and there's people that they're just like, I'd love to have you in here. Like I'm so glad you're here. Like it's good to meet you. And it's like, and then you learn things about other people that they're doing, like the neighbors, what are they doing, or like other people in San Diego. So I think yeah, just the whole thing, like the real world aspect of it is just it's like a breath of fresh air. Like people are not as chronically depressed as they are online.
Yeah.
Colin, I don't know. I would think, as Jeremy's talking here, I would think maybe this leads to like retail relationships inside of San Diego
100%.
for the products and things like that. I mean, that's where I think like this could lead. Do you think so?
I mean, yeah, just the conversation is so much different. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, we're a D2C brand. This is our online presence. But you're like, hey, actually come into the store. I'll be there. We can have a burger together. We can have lunch together. We can talk about how we do retail expansion. Oh, by the way, here's all the products that we're talking about.
They're right behind.
Like, awesome. It's just like we're like marveling at this, and it's so genius. Are you gonna roll this out even more? Like, what's the plans here? Can you peel back?
I'm trying to like right now. I'm trying to raise $5 million. Like we never raised any money before, but I think now we can for the whole business. Yeah, it's I think we could do at least like 4 right away, get a commercial kitchen to kind of support those restaurants. And then then it's off to the races. I've got a lot of like outreach for franchises, but it's kind of like what I'm realizing is you need somebody who's a member of the community. Like our manager at the restaurant, he's like a San Diego born and bred, and he knows the area. So I think like a lot of people come in and they'll like test you almost like, oh, like what school did you go to, or like, and they really get a kick like out of, oh yeah, I went to this high school like down the street. So I think that's like very big, like, so not rolling out too fast. But yeah, I joked like years ago, like I want to take down McDonald's, and it's the same thing. Like I don't see why, like they're eventually gonna fall. Like why can't it be us?
Yeah. Let me ask this, Jeremy. Let's just say, man, this restaurant aspect of what you're doing just takes off, which I totally could see it doing. I mean, you got great food with normal, healthy ingredients. Man, it's at a price that people love, and you know you've got locale built into it. You got people that are there from the community running it, etc. Man, would it bother you if the restaurant becomes a bigger deal than the rest of your products?
I swear, like I was kind of like a serial entrepreneur, like failed, but like I would try all these different businesses and like it never really had a feeling they would work. I was like, I gotta figure something out like for years. And then like when I started the toothpaste and the VanMan company, like I just immediately knew like this was it, like before the launch. And I think like I've had the similar feeling with the restaurant. Like I know, like it's just so obvious. Like restaurants are asleep at the wheel. Like 90% of them use Cisco products, which is just
Wow.
like it's like a giant, just like a giant, mega disgusting. Like we did like a VIP. They brought us in, and I was like, "What's Cisco?" I didn't even know what Cisco was back then. And they brought us in. They sat us down, and like they give us all this food. Like, yeah, we could do your buns, we could do your burgers, your fries. They all come in this pre-packed box. You just like slop them in, and they taste great. And then you look at every single ingredient, and it's like it's all trash. And every restaurant uses the same thing, and it's just like it's an epidemic because people like you can't go out to eat unless you know like who owns the restaurant. It's just like any chain is using this microwave bags or they're it's just gross. So
Wow.
yeah, I think it's just so obvious that whether we do it fast enough or like I think it's hopefully the return of like the mom and pop restaurant because
Yeah.
people should be cooking things like we make our milkshake sauce like a chocolate sauce, like it's like a reduced cocoa powder, like everything. So it's cumbersome, like it takes a long time to make the stuff, and the prep work is like a lot. But yeah, the flavor comes out, people aren't bloated, and I think that's like it's slower, but it's like it's the slow and steady thing. I think it's gonna take over.
Wow.
Man, I love that. You know, as I'm just considering, man, all the products that you offer, vanman.shop, you got the tooth powder, you've got the chewing gum, you got the deodorant, you got the
Mhm.
soap, you know, you've got so many things available. And plus you've got this food aspect to everything that you're doing. You know, the thing that I love about all of this is that it taps into a kind of a whole lifestyle adoption. You know, there's like a thought underneath this that there's a new way for me to live.
And it's
And
the old way, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's the
Yeah.
old way. It's ancestral. It's primal. You know, I think another company here local to Austin that does this really well is Heart and Soil,
Yeah.
where they're tapping into like there is a way to live that can encompass your whole life. That's going to make you feel better. Here's our entrance to it, but it's really an entrance to an entirely transformative lifestyle. I think that's what's most
Yeah.
compelling about this. Do you see yourself leaning into that more and more products that people can, you know, adopt and use for this kind of lifestyle transformation?
Yeah, I think like the biggest hurdle with that is like a normal person who's just not exposed to that lifestyle. They'll get like they'll be like, oh my god, everything's poison, and then they get overwhelmed, and then they just go back to whatever they're doing. So I think it's important to like you just got to chip away at it over. You're never gonna like remove poisons from like it's a poison world, so you're just never really gonna get it all out. So I think yeah, it's I think that's what's happening, but I think it's you have to just be cautious, like not overwhelm people. Like your toothpaste poison, your air in your home is poison. There's probably mold in your house. Like everything is bad, but yeah, it's you still have to. I think the mind plays a huge role in how healthy you are. So if you think you're covered in poison, you're gonna get sicker and sicker. So I think
Oh yeah.
you just have to sort of compartmentalize. Like this needs to eventually change, but I can't do it right now, so don't stress about it. But just yeah, if you can't afford the products, there's ways to make it at home. There, but yeah, it's just kind of a process, and yeah, like a transformation is definitely like intimidating. I think so. Yeah, you gotta I don't know ease into it. I think, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. Have you noticed or seen, do you have like a white whale of a product category where you're like, we haven't tackled this yet, but gosh, is this ripe for disruption? Like I would love to tackle XYZ product. Or maybe you're like, hey, I'm cool. I'm probably not going to tackle that, but I really think somebody else should tackle this problem because it is
Yeah.
ripe. Do you have anything like that?
I mean, I'm a big snacker. Like I love snacks, so
Same
I
here.
just want I
I love
want
the
clean
snacks.
snacks, and I think the
Same.
ripest one. I'm like even afraid to say it, but like everyone's making these protein bars, fiber bars. Like
Yeah.
I just want a candy bar. Like I want a Snickers bar that's
Yeah.
clean. So I want to make that. Like yeah, it's maybe
Yeah.
not the best for you, but like if you're just out, you going and doing a bunch of stuff, and you want like some quick food, like why not like a clean Snickers bar? So I think that gets me excited like that, and then like tallow popcorn. I think we could make, but yeah,
Oh.
Oh, I love tallow popcorn. Now you're talking to me, dude. I love
yeah.
tallow popcorn. I snack on it all the time.
Yeah, and it's like it's light, so that like fills you up
Yeah.
for like low calories, and then yeah, when you need the extra density, you get like a clean Snickers bar. So yeah, I think there's room for because not everyone wants protein, fiber, and everything. Like people still want flavor. Flavor, I think is key still. Like it's gotta be good. And then yeah, like that. We're trying to get a commercial kitchen. We're like close to a lease, and then that we'd probably roll out tallow popcorn, and then I want to do cough drops too. I feel like that's kind of low hanging fruit. Like
Yeah, there we go, baby.
yeah, but you have to do
Wow.
FDA stuff with that, so it's a lot more
Yeah.
licensing. But I have that meme from years ago. Like, I want to take everything back. I feel like everything was stolen. Like, as long as like my goal is kind of like find the right person to run this, because if you can't empower people to run certain portions, like you're just gonna be bogged down with everything. So like we have a great manager at the restaurant, like a great GM at the warehouse, and yeah, they allow me to like expand into these other things because they could handle all the stuff. Yeah, so it's that's probably the three though: candy bar, cough drops. Like maybe there's only 2 brands that make them, and then yeah, Tala popcorn I think could crush.
If you make that Snickers bar, let me know. I'm gonna buy a case right away.
Yeah, because you've seen those candy bar, like every influencer makes it on Instagram. It's like a date base with like peanut butter,
dark chocolate.
Yes. I made one. Like it was amazing. So,
it's amazing.
Yeah. Like if we just, I don't want to make that every time. It's like an ordeal to make. So yeah, if
it is
a packaged bar. Like yeah, I think that would crush. You couldn't really charge a ton because it's not like a supplement, but I think like a $2-3, like maybe double the price of a Snickers. But people, it's not
crush.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm excited about that.
I think the case has been thoroughly proven that if something's going to be healthier for me, better for me, then I'll pay more for it. You know,
I think Masa proved that out. Yeah,
exactly. Masa's a great example.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear about this perhaps CPG future for the VanMan.
Yeah, we're taking it all back.
Take it all back, man. Give me insight, and I think this is really valuable, Jeremy, for founders and department leaders like you. I know, having talked with Dean over at Heart and Soil, a big part of team members that they want to bring on, of course, they got to be good at what they're doing. They've got to be responsible, et cetera. But they want people that are bought into the mission. I mean, they want people who at their core identify with this and see the problem and can move into it in a way that authentically represents who you are and what you're about. Man, how do you go about finding people like that? Is it serendipitous, or how does it happen?
I think initially you just need to find like people that are willing to work, and then you sort of like can get some leverage where you have like time and more money to go pursue people that agree with the mission. Because I think if you have a business, like no matter how good the business is, there's going to be a lot of things that go wrong. Like, people are going to be super stressed out. But if you have that underlying mission, people like I think lash out less. That it's just like a way of life. Like it has to move forward. I think Elon Musk is probably like the greatest ever at that. Is like people work 25 hours a day because like they feel like they are saving the world. So I think we're doing that in a different way. Like I think the mission's always been like use products to use part of the animal, and then to eventually drive meat prices down. Because if we could make leather out of the skin, if we can make toothpaste out of the bones, and we can like use everything, we could really drive the cost of meat down, and it's higher quality meat, better care for the animals. So yeah, I think keeping that underlying thing is just, it eliminates a lot of headaches, because if people believe in it, they're less likely to just blow up, I think.
Wow. I love it. I love the mission. The only thing that I don't love right now is that we are not in San Diego.
I know. Chris and I have talked about this so much. We're furious.
Where you're in Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm in Austin, Collins, and Charlotte, and
far away.
I think we just need to plan on the next time we have you on, Jeremy. We are on location. We're inside of the restaurant and talking to you. I was almost
gonna do this in the restaurant, but then I was like, it might be too noisy.
Well, man, we really appreciate your time and appreciate you coming on, and love what you're doing. And there's a lot of sage wisdom there for people inside of our space, and mission authentically representing that, products for that, finding people for that, and living into it in a way that people respond to and rally around. I love it. And man, we look forward to talking with you again and having you on again in live and in living color, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, this show was awesome too. I love like energy you guys have too. Like watching the other ones, I think you guys are onto something big here too.
Awesome, man. We appreciate you. We look forward to having you back.
All right, thanks for having me.